In March 1980, I had all my chips on the table. 60 minutes that were going to define my entire future. It was like letting go of the trapeze, reaching out for the other one, and there's no net underneath. A completely netless 60 minutes. It started in 1977 when I went to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo as a biology major. I love science. I've always loved science, but I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. I didn't think I wanted to be a doctor. It just seemed so daunting and just years and years and years. And it seemed like you had to be a genius, rich genius Einstein to get in. And the messaging back then was like, nobody gets into med school. Nobody actually gets into med school. So I gave up thinking about that. Thought about being a nurse, but I just did not want to work nights. That just seemed like it still seems like a really difficult way to live. So just bumped around being a biology major, and then I don't even know how I heard it, physical therapist. I go, physical therapist? Yeah. Science, you get to work with diseases and conditions, and you learn the recipes to fix them, and that sounds perfect. Immediately started looking into physical therapy schools. There were about 5 in the state, 5 in California at the time, and one of them was in Fresno, just over the hill from me. And I went, Fresno State. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to physical therapy school. And that's when I started hearing rumors, even before I got there, how hard it was to get in. And not that it was because you had to be a brainiac, a rich brainiac. It was just there was so much pressure on the programs. So many people wanted to be physical therapists. And I thought, this is what I want to do. I'm going to go for it. So I transferred to Fresno State, which is a whole video in itself because there was a whole lot of culture shock there. Wow. But I stuck with it, went to the dorms, and just actually was able, it took a year before I applied, got to take some classes that I got in B's in because they say your GPA was so important. So I took classes over, had a really strong GPA. And then here's the application process. To get into the physical therapy program, 60% is your GPA and 40% is an interview. And that interview is it's 40%. And it wasn't until I got to Fresno State that I found out that half the people going to Fresno State are applying to get into that program. Maybe the second time, maybe the fourth time. So many people wanted to get into that program. So all I could do, knowing that this interview was so important, was just keep my ear to the ground. Everybody had their ear to the ground. These interviews went over the course of about 3 weeks, and you would hear people talking about, I heard somebody got asked this question. I heard somebody got asked that question. So you just listen, and I was sitting, and I said, if I eavesdrop on anybody saying what the questions are, I'm going to pretend I'm in the interview right then and have to answer in my head on the spot. I'm in the cafeteria, and the girls behind me say, you can't believe this one question that my friend Sheila got. She said the question they got was, what is enlightenment? What is enlightenment? Was the question that this Sheila girl behind me had received in her interview. And I just went, I'd have no idea how to answer that. That was a one-time weird thing. They must have a million questions to answer. I'm not going to get that question. So I have my interview set up, and the way it is they have 2 faculty and 2 current physical therapy students. And you enter with 3 other people. So it's 4 of you and 4 of them. And you're losing your mind because you're thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, my whole future is going to be decided by how I do in the next 60 minutes. I'd put, like I say, all my chips on the table. All the coursework I had taken was for this moment. I didn't have a backup plan. It was this or what? Start over again, something else? I had been in college 3 years already. It was very stressful. Introduced ourselves, met the professors, met a couple of students, got a few questions going on, and I got the question. So Elizabeth, what do you think enlightenment is? I just had this whole flashback of being in the cafeteria, eavesdropping that question, not having an answer in my head, and just went, and all I could do was just answer honestly at the moment, which was, I just think of myself having thought a certain way about life, and then a little light bulb goes off above my head, and I see things more clearly. It was terrifying. So the rest of the interview was, was fine. And I was living in the dorms, and the next rumor was that it would take 6 weeks to get any kind of result, and that when your envelope came, if you had a black edge around your envelope, you didn't get in. But if you had a clear edge around your envelope, you got in. I don't know if that was true. So we're walking to the mess hall for dinner, and I'm about halfway there with my friends, and somebody back at my residence hall said, "Hey, the envelopes are in the mailboxes." And I went, "Oh my gosh." I go running back to the residence, and all of our mailboxes were like little glass doors, and you could see, oh my gosh, 2/3 of those little glass doors had sideways envelopes all the way through. And I didn't look for black or white. I just opened mine up, opened my envelope. Oh my gosh, and I got in. I got in on the first try. I'm in physical therapy school. Oh my God, I couldn't even believe it. It worked. But I became a physical therapist, and you have to be careful what you wish for, because it turned out I didn't like the work, and I wasn't very good at it either. So I am now a joyous music teacher. So be careful what you wish for. Today is 22,335. Thanks for watching. Bye.